Hello everyone, this is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Today I have a different video for you and it is more along the lines of my image consulting work. You all know that I do work as an image consultant and stylist, and part of what I do for people, actually one of the most important things I do for people and that you can do for your image, is know what colors to wear. And so I do what I call custom color analysis, and it's a several step process, and I'm going to kind of go through some of that with you today. Now keep in mind that a color analysis is done by a professional, someone who's certified as an image consultant or a stylist and who knows how to do this process. I'm just teaching you some of the basic fundamentals so that you know the things that are out there, so it's easier for you to pick out your colors for your clothing and also for your makeup and cosmetics. When I do a color analysis, it takes me about an hour to complete those. And I'm obviously not going to spend an hour with you here going over this video, but I'm going to give you some good basic fundamentals, and then I'm also going to show you at the end what parts of a color analysis look like. So what I want to start with is color. Color is one of the most important things that you can accessorize yourself with or enhance your image with. The most important part of image management is to enhance what you already have. We've all been given different characteristics and things that make us beautiful. And what you want to do is enhance that to the maximum possible so that when you walk into a room, people stop and take notice of how well you look. Not how bright your clothes are or how much makeup you have on, just that you look well and put together and your complete look is in harmony with what you have naturally given to you. So, like I said, color is one of the most important things that we can enhance ourselves with because it is visually the largest thing. When you look at your clothing, it's comprised of colors. People might not be able to notice the textures or the fabrics or the different quality or the labels or all those other things about your clothes from across the room, but they will be able to tell what color you're wearing. And color has a lot of energy and other properties that make a difference when it comes to your image and what you're wearing. Wearing the right color makes you look youthful, makes you look rested, makes your skin tone look even. There's a lot of interesting things that color does to your skin and to your appearance. So you want to make sure that you are doing the most you can, because the opposite things happen when you don't wear the best colors, such as your skin looks uneven, you look tired, older, and just not bringing out the best features that you have. Other things that I tell people that wearing the best colors for you does, and as far as benefits, is it makes it easy to coordinate your wardrobe. If you walk into a closet and all of the clothes are the right colors for you, it's so easy to mix and match. Another thing that it does is save you time and money. When I'm done with a client, they know what colors are good for them and they know what colors are bad for them. And they stay away from those colors that are bad for them. Even though the store merchandiser may think it's the best color of the year, might think it's the hot new trend, if it's bad for you, it's bad for you, and you need to stay away from it and save your money. The other thing, like I said before, is that the right color makes you look younger and healthier, and it creates harmony with your features. So having a color that is near your face that creates harmony with the facial features you have is key. And then the last thing I want to do is tell you that color reflects your mood and personality. You might not realize this, but certain colors convey different communication. Like red has energy and power and passion, whereas white we think of innocence and purity. I have a whole blog written about color and personality and what your colors are saying about you. I'll link that down below so you can check it out if you're interested. But the other thing I want to tell you about color, one of the most important characteristics about color that relates to what we do as image consultants and what you want to know, is undertones and intensity. Now, undertone is warm or cool. And when something is warm, it means it has yellow undertones, and when something is cool, it has blue undertones. Now, the way we find out whether you're warm or cool is by doing a draping method, and I will show you that on a model in a little while. But Undertones is very important. You've heard me speak about undertones in some of my videos when I talk about makeup, and you want to match your makeup to your undertone. So if you're a warm person, you want to enhance what you have and create harmony by wearing makeup that has warm undertones. Same thing with your shirt, same thing with your clothing. Another thing we have to look at when we're determining a color palette is how bright or dull something is, or its intensity. Those are the two things that I look for when I determine someone's color palette. So it really makes a big difference when you're talking about your makeup and your clothing. I want you to make sure that you are able to find out what undertone you are. I see a lot of people on YouTube looking at an eyeshadow palette and saying, oh, this is warm, this is cool, when actually it might be neutral or have colors that range in both undertones. And you can wear a warmer undertone if you're a warmer person. And if you're a cooler person, you should be sticking with the cooler colors. Okay, so when I do a color analysis, I have two traits that I'm looking for: intensity and undertone, and there's two different options for each one, so that means we have 4 different total options. Back in the 80s, color theory was very popular, and it came out with a book called Color Me Beautiful, which I have right here. And what they basically said was there's 4 different options you can be. You can be low intensity, warm or cool, or high intensity, warm or cool. And since there's 4 seasons in the year, voila, let's call them seasons. So you can be a winter, spring, summer, or fall. And each season has its own characteristics, and that is what I use in my color analysis to categorize people. So right now what I'm going to do is bring over my friend Stephanie. She's going to be my model for a color analysis. I'm going to show you some mini steps on what I do to determine whether a person is warm or cool, and then we'll take it from there and determine what her season is based on her intensity. So I do that through a method called draping, and I take big sheets of fabric and lay them over her and see what color works best. We're going to do that on camera. My camera picks up colors pretty true, and my lighting is really good. It is a natural, or it's a sunlight, light bulbs, and I'm going to neutralize my background. So I'm going to take care of those things, and I'll be right back. Okay everyone, I'm back now, and I've got my friend Stephanie here. We're going to find out if she's cool or not. So can you tell just by looking at her what palette she is? Pretty difficult, and like I said, you need a trained eye in order to be able to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start draping her with a series of fabrics that will help me identify her palette. So the first one I'm going to put on her is a silver. Okay, so this is the silver, and you can see how it makes her face look, as opposed to gold. Which one makes her look better? Now, the reason I started with silver and gold is because a lot of people have a question whether or not they should wear silver or gold jewelry. Now, if you're a warm undertone, you should definitely be wearing gold jewelry, and if you're cool undertone, you definitely want to wear silver. What color do you think looks better for her? I'm going to say that we actually have a winner right here in the gold. You can see that it blends into her skin coloring a lot better than the silver did. So if I have the silver next to her neck and the gold next to her neck, we see a better transition with the gold than we do with the silver on the other side. I go on to other colors, and I'm going to drape at 2 at a time now. So there's pink and orange. Which color looks better on Stephanie? Stephanie, what color do you think looks better?
Pink.
The pink?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go against what she is saying, because on the side where the orange is, you see it's kind of radiating and lifting out her natural colors, and it's glowing, is what I want to say. This side that she has the orange side on is glowing more than the side that has the pink on it. On her neckline, the orange is blending right into her skin color, whereas the pink looks a little more choppy. Another color I like to use is black or brown, and we'll see which color works better for her. I see the difference. Actually, it's jumping out at me like words on a book. I can see which one is better for her right away. She's wearing brown over here and black over here. One of these colors is making her glow, and one of these colors is kind of dulling her appearance. Now, if you look at this side with the brown, her skin is glowing over there. The brown is more in harmony with her complexion than the black is. On the black side, even though I have got equal lighting on both sides, the black has a little cast, a gray cast to it, and it is not glowing as much as this. On this side, you see natural highlights coming out in her skin, and on this side, you don't see that. I'm also seeing a little bit of darkness underneath her eye, and none of us want dark circles under our eyes, and the wrong color does that too. So I'm going to conclude that Stephanie is warm because the warm colors tend to go with her a lot better than being a cool. Now when I narrow it down to her undertone, there's two options. You can be a low intensity warm or a high intensity warm. A low intensity warm we call autumn. A high intensity warm we call spring. What I'm going to do is quickly show you a couple of colors from both palettes, and we'll determine whether or not she is an autumn or a spring. Okay, and now we have Stephanie draped in two color palette reds. They're both warm reds. One just happens to be intense and one is not intense. This one right here is the low intensity. This one right here is the high intensity. And we're going to determine which one works best for her. They're both the right undertone. We're looking for more harmony. This one right here has more harmony. Sorry, my hands are cold.
No, that's fine.
And over here, we have a little bit more contrast. She does not have the brightness in her skin to pull off all of this color. If we did like this under her face, and then we did like this, the second one, oops, let me cover some of the stuff. Oops, sorry. I'm doing it upside down. The second one is a lot, I believe, a lot better. Now I'm going to use green, and that'll be the other color I'll use to kind of really demonstrate what palette she is. We have the high intensity green, and we have the low intensity green. Okay? Both are warm because they have a yellow base to them, and one of these is working a lot better. And I believe that this one would be crystal clear, that this is the green for Stephanie, because it has a lot of harmony with her skin tone, balanced by the intensity in her face. And just to reiterate, I'll do the chin drape. This one is way too bright for her. Way too bright. If she wore this to work, I would tell her to go home and change. This one would be just right. And it's going much better with her coloring. So what I want you to know from this, and I'll just kind of end right here, is that coloring makes a big difference in how you look and how you appear to other people. Most people might not be able to articulate it, but they can look at a color on a person and say that's better or worse for them. And these are some of the reasons why, because those colors have a lot of characteristics that are either aligned with or not aligned with your own characteristics. So that makes them better or worse for you. And just to let you know, if you're curious, Stephanie is an autumn. That means earth tones and deeper colors look good on her. What I do with a client, because I know this is very new to a lot of people, and I don't want them walking around in stores being confused. And based on the hour of information that I gave them, is I give all of my clients a color palette wheel that looks like this. They've got hundreds of colors here that they can walk up to a shirt in the store and match it to see if it's a color that belongs in their palette. Also, if you are on Pinterest, you can go to my Pinterest site. I have a board for each color palette. So once you identify what your palette is, it'll give you some options that you can use for clothing and makeup. Okay, so that's all I'm going to go over right now. I've given you a lot of information on color, and hopefully this was helpful for you. But please remember that color analysis is best done by a certified professional who is trained in color analysis. If you can't find one in your area, feel free to fly me to your city and I will come do one for you. And I want to thank Stephanie so much for being such a good sport and coming here on a Saturday and getting her colors done with us on camera so that we can see the process. Thanks, Stephanie.
No problem.
And I want you all to have a wonderful week, and I will be back soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.